time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation. Whether you're a new cigar enthusiast or a cigar aficionado, we have something for everyone. Bringing you the best interviews, cigar reviews, and weekly giveaways. So grab yourself a cigar.
It's time to light 'em up.
Hey guys, welcome back to Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones. We got co-host Bryant Falconer in the studio. How you doing today, Bryant?
Hey man, I'm doing good. Doing good.
Awesome, man. How's your week been?
Good, strong week.
Good, strong week.
Strong.
A lot of work?
A lot of work. A lot of time spending with my son. Relationship
nice.
building, yeah. Even though it's over distance because, you know, he's down south in Texas. But, you know, spend a little time with him for the last 4 or 5 days. Yeah.
Nice. Well, you know, it's funny because I've actually spent a lot of time with my son this week.
Cool.
He, he did his whole move out experience,
Yeah.
and he moved in with 3 college guys, and they signed a 9-month lease, which is at the end of May.
Uh-huh.
And so 2 of them had to move out and go somewhere else. So then, of course, the other 2 couldn't afford to pay for the place. Yeah. So you know what he's doing. He's moving back home in the mother-in-law apartment behind the house. And so I actually had to take a comp day and take the day off and help move him.
Yeah.
But you know what I was thinking? I was like, how'd you move all that stuff over there? I didn't help you.
Had the other friends.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, we moved him home, but it's been cool because he's been doing a lot of stuff with me, and he's starting up a podcast as well.
Cool.
And a streaming show. So it's going to be fun to kind of work with him.
That's that relationship building, man.
So
even though they get older, you still want to have that time, that opportunity to just me and my son.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing is, I told my wife, I said, he's 20, he'll be 21 in January, and I was like, wow, just over the 9 months that he was gone, I can see how much he matured.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
When you get out there and you have to make it on your own, you do one or two things: you either stand and walk, or stay your ass on the ground.
Right. So we're happy to have him back home, and I mean, you know, the studio is literally probably 20 feet from his door.
Yeah.
So, you know, I go by there banging on the door every day. And, you know, the funny thing is he locks the door because he doesn't like me barging in.
Yeah.
And he likes to have some semi-privacy.
But you got a key, right?
I do have a key.
See?
Yeah. That way, you know, there's some shenanigans going on.
When I was growing up, my mother was like, no closed doors in her house. And she told my dad, she said, isn't that correct? He's like, yeah.
No closed doors.
No closed
Ours
doors.
was the same way. If I had a girlfriend over and that door was closed.
It didn't go to, I couldn't take her to my room.
Oh,
we had to stay in the living room.
I could, but we had to sit at the desks.
I had to stay in the living room. My mother wasn't playing that. She said she didn't want to be a grandmother early.
For sure. So anyway, let's talk about what we're smoking. I'm going to let you tell everybody about it.
It is out of the Cigar Talk Show Pack.
All right.
It's the Warped La Hacienda.
Very good stick. Now, I've had this one before. La Hacienda, yeah.
Hacienda, okay.
I've had this stick before.
Yeah.
It's a great stick
My
from
first
Warped.
time, man. I like it.
I'm a big fan of Warped in general, but the La Hacienda is probably my favorite stick they make. Now, I'm a big fan of Guardian of the Farm as well. That's got the Argonasa tobacco leaf in it, and I'm a big fan of it. But for me, first of all, look at the size.
Yeah.
You know I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
What is it, a 6x46?
Yes, sir.
That ring a bell? So
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm a big fan of the size, but the complexity of the flavor profile is very nice.
Yeah.
And I classify this as a medium, but it's a nice mix of blends that's going to take you on that little bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Starts off with a little bit of milk chocolate, you know, smooth creaminess, and then it's going to evolve into a little bit of a spice, which even I heard you say before, it's not a powerful spice. It's more like a white pepper.
White pepper, yeah.
And so I love this stick. In fact, at a Warped, like I said, this is my top Warped cigar.
Got you. When I was toasting it, I could smell a little bit of cedar coming off of it. And I was like, oh, yeah, because you got the air blowing straight at me. Then I tasted it on the cold draw. I was like, hey, that is. Lit it up. Like you said, that cream and that chocolate hit me right off the top.
And my draw is perfect.
Man, that's the first thing I noticed, too, after I cut it. It's like, this is a nice stick, man. I love the look of it.
And this is your first one.
First one.
Yeah.
Very first one. And I am good with it.
So far, you're a fan.
Yeah. Right now, I'm understanding why you say you like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
to get on your big fan list, it takes a lot.
Hey, and I tell you what, this used to be one of my go-tos. I mean,
like the medallion?
Yeah, I mean, I used to smoke it a lot, but then the leaf ran out of it. I guess I smoked them all, and we didn't have them for a really long time, so I explored my other options. But yeah, this used to be, and I think I don't remember exactly, but I want to say that's about an $8-9 stick. So
it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
It's definitely a good value at even $9.
Yes, sir.
Because to me, it's a $10-11 stick all day long.
I got. And this is just off the cuff, but I got today on Facebook Live, one of the guys who used to play for me when I was a high school coach in St. Louis, he was on there live, and he was talking about he was going around trying to find some cigars. And that caught my eye first. I was like, huh? And he's like, oh, man, all they got are backwoods and white owls. He said, man, I don't want them. I'm looking for a Philly or something. I was like, what?
Wow.
I hit on. I said, what are you talking about? He said, oh, coach, man, I'm sorry. But see, you got to understand. We just look, I said, I understand what you're doing.
But let me educate you.
But please let me educate you. Oh, coach, I know. I heard you talk about it on your podcast. I listened to it once. I said, just once? He said, coach, I don't know what y'all talking about. I said, well, if you keep listening, you'll learn a little bit
and
more.
If you start smoking the good stuff.
And he's like, but you can't inhale that because I tried. I said, that's where you made your mistake. I said, all you have to do is ask. You know my number. I said, all you have to do is ask. And I said, the thing about a cigar is tasting. It's enjoying. It's not something that you grab and hold and you smoke it like a cigarette or you smoke it like that other stuff. It's just something that you sit down and you enjoy. That's why we pair it with liquid, whether it be coffee or liquor, to enjoy with it.
Or even some foods.
True.
Like we were smoking last night on the Herf, and I was talking to Ben from California, and he was smoking the same thing I was at the time, which was a Romacraft Neanderthal. And, that's one of those sticks where if you want to really make it nice, eat just a little bit of chocolate.
Tell the truth.
And it will just blossom.
Tell the truth.
And I mean, not that it's needed, but you get a completely different experience when you add the chocolate in.
I tried that Neanderthal with some Kenya AA one day, and Jay had chocolate there, and he gave me a piece of it. Man, those three together blew my mind. I was like, I have to try this a lot more because I never thought of eating a piece of chocolate
while you're smoking a cigar.
I didn't.
Yeah, it just really opens up a different flavor profile that you normally wouldn't get.
No, sir.
It really kind of opens it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You learn. That's what I was trying to tell him today. It's a learning experience. I don't care how long you've been in it. There's still something new to learn. There's something
absolutely.
To learn. And when you're open to that, that's when you get the blessings of the community. That's when you get the blessings of being a cigar.
When you look for the opportunity to learn. I mean, I learn from other guys all the time.
Yes.
All the time. Some of the stuff that I've learned from Nick over at the Cigar Pulpit, Tim over at Smoking Dads, and even Aaron over at Straight Cut.
Man.
Speaking of Aaron over at the Straight Cut, I don't know if you know this, but he sent me a warning label for you specifically. They're calling a recall on the face mask for COVID-19 that have the San Francisco 49er logo on it because apparently there's a choking hazard.
Just like the cowboy one that you...
Hey, so here's the funny thing. I didn't send that to you.
You can't catch anything.
You took that.
Can't catch anything.
You took it out on me. It was Aaron.
You never said who sent it.
Well, now you know.
This is one of those situations where the messenger gets killed.
Right.
Because he didn't open his mouth and say, it wasn't me.
So last night on the Herf, Aaron was on there, and he was like, hey, did you send that over to... And I was like, yeah, I did. I don't think he was happy about it.
Like I said, I had saw the picture before because,
Yeah, but the writing was what made it funny.
Was different. I was like, you got to... I said, okay, here we go. Let's get this started.
Yeah,
As we used to say when I was young, you grin, you in.
You in. So anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the Cigar Talk Show Pack and you'd like to smoke what we're smoking each week, you can go by the website, click on the show pack, go over and fill it out, and it's a $35 monthly subscription, and you get 4 premium cigars.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
and shipping.
And yeah, that includes your shipping too, so it's not going to be over $35. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
And anyway, we send those out before the first of the month, and then you can smoke along with us, or like some guys, you can smoke them all the same day you get the package. It's your choice.
It's your choice.
So we're actually smoking 1 cigar a week,
Yes, we are.
and then talking about it. And because some of the cigars we've smoked and some we haven't. Like this is your first.
This is my first La Hacienda.
Like
Yes,
when I
it is.
saw it in the pack, I got excited.
Yeah.
You didn't know what to
No,
expect.
I was just like, okay, I'm gonna take a ride with this. I'm gonna take a ride with that. I'm gonna take a ride with this and that. It's just 4 sticks in there that I didn't know anything about. So I was like a kid at Christmas. Okay, I got a new toy that I never played with.
And you know what I'm disappointed about the show pack now?
What's that?
That we started with the Aladino.
Oh God!
I would have been fine if all 4 sticks would have been the Aladino, dude. I'm loving that stick.
I just have to say, ooh Lord,
yeah.
that is a great.
Well, and
stick,
speaking
man.
of Aladino,
Yes, sir.
made by the JRE, is we have the great Justo on for the interview today. So you guys are not going to want to miss
Knowledge.
that. Yeah.
Knowledge.
And a great history, great family. I mean, these guys have been around forever. And so I love what they're doing over there at JRE. And, you know, the Aladino speaks for itself. If you haven't had one and you're not a member of the show pack, I highly recommend that you seek out the Aladino.
The Aladino speaks like this. It sits there and everybody notices it and everybody is intrigued. Then it starts talking in a low tone and everybody's like, what is it saying? And everybody gets closer and closer. And then when they hear what it's saying, they're like, I don't want to go anywhere else.
Right?
This, man, that Aladino just like, it intrigued. And when you get over there and you start smoking, you're like, oh my goodness.
Let me tell you this. When Jay moves, we're going to start begging.
Yes.
We're going to start begging. Hey, man, you got some humidor room.
Please.
Because, you know, right now it's packed.
Yeah.
But
It's going to be
I would
different in
like
the
to
mood,
see.
though.
Do you know his humidor is going to be 12 by
Yes, sir.
36?
Yes, sir.
That's going to be awesome.
Room.
Yeah. Well, you know, speaking of the leaf, I went down there and picked up a few sticks this week. I picked up Viva La Vida. And the other cigar I can't say because nobody knows that they have those, including you. And I'm not going to tell you what they are.
Yeah, it looks like I'm making a trip today then.
These are behind lock and key. Yes. Anyway, no, I'll tell you what it is. So Jay has some AJ Fernandez cigars that he's had in a box for 2 years.
Oh, yeah, I got to go talk to him.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
I got to go talk to him.
Anyway, I went down there to pick
I
up
gotta
2. I lit one up and bought 3 more.
Yeah,
I was like, I
got
got to have 5.
I got to go talk to him. How many in the box and you've already got 5?
Yeah, and I smoked 3 yesterday. Well, no, I smoked 1 at the shop, and then I smoked 2 yesterday, last night.
Couldn't have been your brother when you was young, man. You don't share anything.
What?
You went
wait
down
a
there-
minute.
5 of them.
What did you find on the table when you got here
you
today?
do bless. You've grown. You've grown. That little
No,
Rob.
but
I
tell
can see-
everybody. Tell everybody what
2
you.
Sumatras.
2 McAuliffe
Yes, 2
Sumatras
Sumatras.
were laying on
2 Sumatras.
Bryant's side of the table when he
I
walked
yelled
in.
it. I yelled it out too.
I
was
wasn't
like,
even in here, and I heard
You
you.
heard it. I yelled that out. Yes,
So-
sir.
But well, speaking of McAuliffe, let's talk about them right quick.
4 to 42.
4 to 42. I mean, they have a flavor profile that matches anyone's palate.
Anybody's.
I mean, whether it be the Sumatra, the Matafina, the Maduro, the Lajero, the what I consider the Medallia is like you take all these amazing tobaccos and a master blender meshes them together just perfectly. You know, like with the Sumatra, it's pretty much a lot of Sumatra.
Yeah.
The Matafina,
Yeah.
which they're great sticks.
Yes.
But when you take that Medallia, you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
It's
You know
that
what I mean?
blend.
Yeah,
It's that
it's an
blend.
amazing blend.
Yeah.
But then you also have the Reserva.
Yes.
You have
Leyenda.
the Leyenda number 2.
Two.
Yes.
Woo.
So the
Man.
And then
McAuliffe, their lineup is by far the one of the, because I'm a Monte Cristo man, but I can actually say that I love Medallia on that level. I do. I truly do, because they have a stick to hit everything. They have a stick to hit everything.
You said the Medallia, you mean McAuliffe.
I mean McAuliffe, my fault. McAuliffe, they have a stick to hit everything.
Absolutely.
And I have yet to smoke a McAuliffe cigar that I had to say.
Now, have you smoked the Connecticut?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that you'd smoked that one. See, to me, that's one of the best Connecticut's, hand down. Connecticut's.
Yeah. I could put it on that level. I could put it on a level. Yeah.
When I want to smoke a Connecticut, that's usually my go-to.
Okay.
Now, there's a few other ones. I really like the, it's been so long since I've had one, the La Galera.
La Galera.
I'm a fan of that. The Camacho Connecticut, I enjoy that one. I don't really venture out on a whole lot of Connecticut's because it's not my go-to, but those are usually the three, and my preferred is the McAuliffe Connecticut.
I can put it up there with them. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Hey, so speaking of McAuliffe, I heard a birdie talking, and they're doing something pretty cool. Dude, I mean, they surprise me. It's like something is new coming out of there every month. I mean, they just named the Tuba Name cigar through the ambassadors.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. And then they have something new coming out called the Phoenix program.
Yeah,
have you seen it?
I saw the emblem, and Dan was talking about it from the ashes. Yeah, I was like, that's cool, man.
So this, I can't give out too many details. I do know that Coop from the Cigar Coop is going to be doing a full article on it. So if you want to read it, he's going to, explain it. But let me just tell you, top-notch guy over there. But let me just tell you this. They are going to revolutionize 2020. A lot of shops are hurting right now because of the COVID.
Yes.
And they are bringing up a program that is going to possibly save the cigar community. I mean, I think that you'll see other cigar manufacturers jumping on board. If they don't, they're crazy.
Yeah, they have to.
But McAuliffe understands the struggle of the brick and mortar, and they are putting together a program to help these guys not just survive, but strive in 2020.
Flourish. Yeah.
And so, anyway, hats off to them. They just never cease to amaze me on what they're doing next.
Forward thinking.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
I mean, we've talked about it before.
Yes.
How many other cigar companies, in fact, how many other companies are doing innovation?
You're not seeing it.
No.
You're not seeing
it. They are innovation at the highest level, and that comes from top to bottom.
And the thing that I appreciate more than anything is it's not because of, the chaos and the drama that's going on. They were already doing these things before this. You have a lot of companies now that are stepping up to the bit because of the things that are going on today. Right. But they were already doing these things, and they haven't slacked off.
Yeah, you look at
they're actually going further.
You look at the Ultimate Inventory.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That just happened to come out whenever the COVID started, basically, but they didn't know that was going to happen. And look at the benefit to the brick and mortars and the consumers. So, hats off to those guys. And if you want to become an ambassador for the McAuliffe team, go by the website, look at every page. We have a link that says become a McAuliffe ambassador. You click on it, you sign up, you automatically will get your free challenge coin with your own personal number on it. Now,
who is this number 62 that just popped up?
I have no idea.
Yeah, somebody in there with number 62.
62?
62.
Wow.
62.
So, the lowest person I know besides Al is Andy.
I mean, Al.
Yeah, Al, the owner,
number
one.
The man.
But Andy was at 33.
Ooh.
Right? So I want to know who the 30, I guess the 31 in between.
The 31 in between, because you know who Al is.
Who's number Andy. 2? Who's number 3? We need to dig into that. Get a face with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, go by our website, sign up to be an ambassador, become part of the family. I mean, they got a Facebook group that you go hang out and talk. And I mean, they're there, the company's there, and shoot, man, 2,000 people strong.
True.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah.
You know, when I was talking to Al McAuliffe the other day, he said 90% of the ambassadors contribute on that Facebook page. That's amazing. That is amazing. So anyway, guys, let's talk about our top 6 cigars this week.
Yes, sir.
So
you go first.
You're going to let me go first?
Go first.
Wow.
Go first.
Okay, so, you know, last night we had the HERF on Saturday night like we always do.
Yes, sir.
If you guys haven't had the opportunity to come by and join, you definitely should. Last night we listened to some funky music. We listened to some comedians. We smoked cigars. We talked bourbon and scotch. We had a great time. Al Roman was there.
Ooh.
Nick from Cigar Pulpit was there. David from Martinez Cigars was there. And, of course, all the regular faces.
Yeah.
We've been having a great time every week, hanging out and just shooting the breeze, telling jokes, and just having a good time. But if you haven't done that, go by the Facebook page. We post a link every Friday, every Saturday, announcing what time it starts. But also next week, we're going to have another Super HERF. Okay. And the Super HERF is where we actually play games like Name That Tune, Trivia, and we do it by rounds, and you get to participate. And if you are one of the leading scorers, you get prizes.
You get
Last time we got some pretty awesome prizes, and I've already been talking to a couple of people that's going to be providing prizes this week. So you're not going to want to miss the Super HERF. I will be putting out an invitation in our email. We'll send out an email group, and then we will also post it on Instagram and Facebook like we always do.
Got you.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. You going to try to be there?
Oh, most definitely this week.
It'll be this coming Saturday night at 9 p.m. Central.
That's before the holiday. Saturday before the holiday.
Yes.
3-day weekend for people.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, I'm going to work this week, and then I'm taking vacation the next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't had a vacation in 6 months. I'm ready. Man, I'm ready.
Be like Chevy Chase.
Oh, I can hear that music playing in my head right now. So, anyway,
that's good.
Speaking of my top 3 and your top 3, my top 3 is last night I fired up a medallia for one. You know what? It's hard for me not to name the medallia as much as I smoke it. It was a great stick. I really loved it. But then let me tell you another cigar that made my top 3 this week.
Okay.
The Martinez 45 series. Great stick. The Martinez family has a cigar manufacturing factory in New York.
In New York, okay.
And David, that gets on, that's how we made the connection.
Gotcha.
Anyway, dude, we also have an interview with Jesus coming up soon. Jesus Martinez. And his story is great. Love that guy, man. He was a lot of fun to talk to. But anyway, that 45 series, no, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take that back because I did love the 45 series. But what I really loved was the Martinez Flat Iron.
Never had
Dude, good stick. Good stick.
Where'd you get that one at?
From Martinez.
14 years.
Yeah.
Okay, they sent it to you.
Yes. Okay. And so that flat iron was amazing. Anyway, then, of course, I think it was Thursday, I smoked a Padron 1964, and I hadn't had one of those in weeks. And so I decided to treat myself, and let me tell you, the Padron 1964 never disappoints.
Gotcha.
Although I will say, I was kind of thinking, man, I should have dropped the extra coin, got the 26.
26.
Because that's one of my very favorites. Yeah. So anyway,
it's a good stick and it's worth the money. It's just that it's that type that you can't. It's like, man, I can't just keep. Whew.
Right. Well, and I'll tell you that. And you know what? I'm not going to take the 45 series back from Martinez. I'm just going to have my top 4.
Oh, so you get an extra one.
The 45 series was really good.
I got you.
The Flat Iron was a completely different cigar. The Flat Iron is a semi box press.
Okay.
And I am a big fan of those.
Yeah, we know you love box press.
So, anyway, what's your top 3 this week?
First one was Roma Craft and Temperance.
Okay,
I love those,
yeah.
I love those sticks, and it's a great go-to for when I'm in certain moods because it helps me mellow out.
And he is very moody,
Yeah.
in case y'all didn't know.
No, I'm not moody. It's just, certain things hit you, and you need an avenue out. You need your break, and that's what I get from Roma Craft and the Macalester Sumatra. So, number 2 was the Buckeye Land. I got
Oh,
another one of
nice.
them.
Yeah,
That's a good stick, man.
Does Jay still have some more of those?
Yeah,
I'm going to
it's
have
a
to
good stick,
and grab
man.
one of
That's
those.
a good stick. And then my number 3, I went back to something that I love and I haven't had for a while, Amazon Basin.
Wow. Did you get that at the Leaf also?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
I haven't had one of those in quite some time. That's a good stick.
Man, I just chilled out with that one. That was my Thursday stick. I took the day off Thursday, and I was just sitting back chilling. I went outside on the back porch, and I said, I'm finna fire up a stick, and I grabbed that Amazon Basin, and I just said, I didn't want to come back in the house, man. I didn't. I just chilled. I was like, yeah,
That's when you know you have a good cigar.
Yes, sir. I said, this is it.
When you look down and you've only got like an inch and a half left, you start getting a little sad.
You get upset. Pulled out that poker, that San Fran poker.
You're right. Thank
you again, Blue Smoke Atlanta. Pulled that smoker out, that poker out, ended it up. I was like, man, I hate that this is gone.
Well, I'll tell you what, last night when we started the Herf, I was drinking coffee. And when we finished the Herf, I was drinking that Elijah Craig small batch. But let me tell you about the coffee I had.
Which one was that?
It's the Moose Mountain Goods coffee.
Okay.
You know they're our new giveaway partner. And I am just loving their coffee.
Okay.
But the cherry choke is what I drank last night.
Cherry choke.
Yeah, really, really good.
Okay.
And I'll tell you this, too. They brought me, when he came over yesterday to announce this week's winner,
They brought him.
they did bring me a blend that he's working on.
Okay.
It's not published yet.
I got you.
Dude, when you come back next week, that's what we're drinking.
I got you. Okay.
Because I didn't know what to expect.
I'm expecting, man.
Oh, man, let me tell you, it was kind of like the Medallia.
Coming from you, I can see people like, wow, Rob said it was like the Medallia. It's got to be something.
Dude, here's the thing. I've always been like, I just want pure Costa Rican or I just want pure Sumatra.
Yeah.
And what he brought me was blended from different country and origins, different elevations, different soil types, and it was amazing.
Just like I said last week, coffee people are just like blenders.
Dude, it was smooth.
Yes.
It was so freaking smooth. And let me tell you guys, if you haven't gone by the Moose Mountain Goods website and checked out their coffee, and they are giving our listeners 15% off.
That's correct.
With 2-day shipping for free. So, dude, it's a no-brainer. And they haven't come out with the blended yet, but they're working on it. He wants to perfect it. You know how blenders are.
Yeah.
And all I can say is I told him, dude, I'm sold. I lined it up. I'm going to buy all I can.
Got you.
So
he got me expecting now.
Oh,
I'm really
yeah,
waiting.
we actually didn't drink coffee or booze today on the show. It was late afternoon, and it's kind of like that in between stage where you don't want either one. So we're drinking iced tea. So, Texas, a lot of iced tea gets drunk too.
All over the place.
For me, I'm a coffee guy till about 3 or 4. And then I usually get my iced tea going, and then, I can't drink coffee after 6.
Dude, I can't drink coffee after noon.
Right, I know.
Because if I do, I'm up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning just doing anything because I'm still full of energy. That's
right.
That's me. And it's amazing to me because, like I said, it was Folgers. But in high school, not college, I got burnt out on it because I was pre-med and playing football. So I had to stay up for a lot of things. Now, God, dude, I drink a cup of coffee after noon, I'm done. I'm messed up. I'm tore up. I'm up the entire rest of the day, smoking cigars, doing this, cleaning this, tearing this up, doing this. I'm like, man.
So does iced tea affect you? No. So just the coffee.
Just coffee.
Very interesting. So anyway, guys, that's our top 6. Definitely want to check out Moose Mountain Goods. I'm a huge fan. Ben came over. He's doing this week's announcement on who our lucky winner is. He was excited to come by and do that. And so anyway, we've got Justo from JRE Tobacco's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hello.
This is Rob Jones with Cigar Talk. I'm calling for Justo.
Yes. Hey, Rob, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, pretty good. Didn't you guys go to the farm on the farm trip, Rob?
No, but a good friend of mine, I call him Smoking Brad, out of Lubbock, Texas, from Good Karma went.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I know there was a group from Texas that also has a podcast or something that they went down, I think 2 years ago.
Okay. I'm not sure. I know there's Cigar Heads with Denny out of Houston, and then Good Cigar out of Fort Worth or Dallas.
I think it might have been Danny. I'm almost sure Danny
and his partner. Yeah. Well, I know he's a big fan of the Aladino, so that does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, thank you. So your first name again, please?
My name is Rob.
Rob. Okay, thank you, Rob.
And so
this is Cigar Talk, right?
Yes, mine is Cigar Talk, and we actually do a monthly cigar subscription, and we just started that, and our very first cigar pack that we sent out to everyone had the Aladino Maduro.
Oh, that's wonderful. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
That is a great cigar. I mean, I love that cigar. In fact, I was telling someone the other night, I do a weekly virtual cigar lounge every week, and people come hang out, and we smoke and drink bourbon or whatever, but we were talking about what's the best value cigars. And I said, really, I consider the Aladino one of the best value cigars. And you don't think of it, most people don't think of the Aladino as a value cigar because it's not like, $5 to $7. But when you smoke it, and I think at our local shop out in Lubbock, it's about $12. And I said, the thing about it is that cigar is a value all the way up to about $25. So if you get it for $12, that's a great value.
And you know what? One of the things that we try to do as a grower, because what we specialize as a grower is we could give some of that savings into manufacturing a cigar, so people could get a fantastic quality cigar at a reasonable price. And that's the way we did it when we had Camacho. We were a great value cigar company too. And that's what you try to build. At the end of the day, a lot of people are always conscious of what they smoke.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you're going to go out and get a cigar, I mean, whether I spend $6, $12, or $30, when I spend my money, I want a quality cigar. And you guys are, top quality. I can't say enough about, when we had those on the show, in fact, that's what we smoked on the show last week. And I tell you what, from the time we cut it, the cold draw, the toasting of the foot, the aroma from toasting, and then the way it burned. My co-host didn't even ash until he was halfway through his cigar, and his ash looked like a stack of dimes. That's quality.
That's nice to hear. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Rob.
man. So, hey, so I want to get into the history of the family, because I know you guys go way back to Camacho and your dad. Let me tell you something, man. I've read up a little bit about your dad, and your dad's story alone could be like a 2-hour conversation.
Well, there is a lot of history. My dad is probably the oldest grower outside of Cuba and Central America.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually, the farm that we're at has the oldest farms in Central America. And then even when the boom was out there back in the 90s, Honduras became one of the largest it was the leader manufacturing cigars in the world. It surpassed DR. And back then, Nicaragua was not in the picture because you had the Sandinistas there. So basically, Honduras was one of the powerhouses, or the powerhouse in cigar manufacturing during the boom.
Okay.
But my dad has always been a grower. He's somebody that really enjoys growing tobacco, and he's got a fantastic palate. The line that we're doing now with Aladino and Rancho and Tatascan you can see most of our cigar are very, very flavorful. But they're medium bodied. except when you go to the Reserva, which is a little bit bolder, the Aladino Reserva. But we like to blend, medium body, full flavor. And that's kind of what we specialize in.
Well, you're knocking it out of the park, because I tell you what, as a cigar enthusiast, you start out kind of light, and then when you get to the full body that just kicks you in the teeth, you think all of a sudden you found what cigars are all about. And then the longer you smoke, you kind of regress and get back to that middle strength, but full flavor. And you guys are knocking it out of the park with that combination.
Well, I like that. But, a lot of people always confuse in cigars the bitterness with strength. And strength is not bitterness. It's just something that I always try to emphasize. A lot of, if you put a little bit of younger tobacco that's got a little bit of ammonia in it, it's going to bite you. And then people confuse that with strength. And it's not strength. It's just got a little bit of ammonia, and a little bit younger tobacco will bite you, and you think you're smoking a stronger cigar. But you really get the taste of a cigar when the tobacco is really well aged, and you're using the primings and the different combinations of tobacco to give you that flavor intensity. So that's the trick.
Well, I got to say that's one of the things I noticed when we were smoking the Aladino last week was the retro hell was amazing. And I find that a lot of companies that maybe don't age their cigars, or they rush them a little bit, you get more of that ammonia on the retro hell. And y'all's retro hell was just pure, beautiful tobacco.
Yeah. No, we're very lucky. We had, since we had a non-compete, my dad for 7 years, we still kept on growing tobacco, and we have a lot of great aged tobacco. So we are able to choose from a good stockpile of very well aged tobacco. And that's why you're getting that really nice taste, smooth and the aroma of cigar.
So let me ask you this. So Brad was down there on the tour last year, and he said that your dad is still out in the fields checking the tobacco plants.
I'll tell you something. He's the Energizer Bunny. He gets up in the morning, he has coffee, then he goes down to the farm, and he goes back to the factory. He's involved completely 100%. He's 82 years young and getting more energy every day because, since we're rebuilding a new brand, it's going to be is something that keeps him alive. So when you have somebody that is busy, you help, and so he's very active, and that not only makes us feel very happy, but he's also enjoying that a pretty successful run. Is trying to build the brand.
When did JRE line start?
Well, we actually my brother Christian in 2015 started out distributing through CLE, and then later in 2016 I came on board, and then we started JRE Tobacco with my dad, and we took the distribution back because I think with all the brands that CLE had, you need to focus, and I think it was a very good idea for us and to decide together that we were going to do a separate company so that we could focus more on developing the brand and have different strategies and have different way to do business than the other company. Because when you're looking at, if you go into a store and a sales rep's got 6, 7, or 8 brands, some of those brands at the end of the day are going to fall at the back page.
Absolutely. So
and it's not the fault of any company. It's just the nature of having too many brands to be in your portfolio.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. So how did you evolve in the tobacco business? I mean, I know your dad was always a grower. I mean, were you always in the business, or did you go out and do other things on your own and then come back to the business? How did that play out?
I always with my dad, I always worked the farm. I helped him in the tobacco mechanization, growing the tobacco, but I also had a big part on the crop rotations, because I did grow a lot of sorghum, and which is a rotation crop that we still use today. And I was in the grain business. I also had a water bottling company with my wife, and so I was always involved.
Are you down in Honduras, or are you in the States?
So our base is here in Miami, and this is where our wholesale office is. I do go down the farm kind of often, so that's the idea. But now, since all travel has been suspended to Honduras, we're kind of waiting till that opens up, so it is kind of tough to be away.
Yeah, with the pandemic going on, how's that affecting the farm? Are you guys still farming, or is everything at a standstill?
Oh, the tobacco operation that we have, Brad told you, we have doctors and nurses on staff. We take the temperature. We also had a biosecurity program that we've been doing this for over a decade with Bayer Crop Sciences. And actually the health department over there allowed us to continue with the farm operation until we brought the tobacco down from the barns and finished all the primings. So we were very lucky to be able to monitor. There were no cases and still no cases.
Oh, great.
In the farm. So, you know, we're very isolated and we're continuing. And now we slowly started this week to bring people back on board. But, you know, everybody's working.
I see. We'll definitely hope. Well, we'll see what happens with the virus. But if travel restrictions are lifted next year, I would love to come down and take the tour, man. It sounds so awesome.
You're on. So that's not going to be a problem. So hopefully, you know, this thing it's been rough. Not only, you know, for the only good thing about for their kids, this will make us stronger and produce a lot of our stuff here in the U.S. But we'll bounce back with a lot of stuff.
Oh, I think that's for sure. And, you know, it's like what you said a while ago, though, being able to spend time with your family. I think it's a great thing to look for the positive. And I was talking to Mike Rosales from Romacraft a couple of weeks ago, and, you know, he said one of the great things is normally he would be on the road all the time right now, but he's actually at home spending time with his kids. So, I mean, it is great to look for the positive as well.
Yes. And you always have to look at the positive because I think, you know, I'm a God-fearing guy, and I always believe God, family, and work. And, you know, so now that you're able to spend some time with your family, you know, is something that we have lost. Many people in the families have lost that touch because we're always running around, you know, trying to catch up, you know, with all the stuff that we have to do and work. And this is a time to pause. It makes you rethink how we're going to take and look at life after this. So I think there's a good positive thing, and I think a lot of people are going to reinvent themselves.
Oh, yes.
Look at cigar stores the way you're doing business now. You know, a lot of stores are getting creative. Manufacturers have to get creative. You know, it's just something that helps you reinvent yourself.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot of positives, even whenever we go back to what we consider to be our normal life. There's going to be a lot of innovations that happen during this time that I think will stick with us from now on.
Yes. So I think overall we're gonna end up much better. You know, it's gonna take us a couple months to get back on the road and get everything rolling again. But I think we'll do very well.
So let me ask you this: who's the older brother?
I am the older brother, and Christian is my younger brother. Yeah, and we have a little sister in between.
And is she in the business?
Is she in the business? No, she's my sister's not in the business. Her husband is in the asphalt business. And,
okay.
Yeah, and then my younger brother has been in the business for over 20 years. So this guy, he knows the business inside and out.
Well, I was asking because I was wondering, is there a little bit of competition between you two?
No, not at all. I mean, he's got to worry about his things, and I got to worry about our things. And there are just so many companies out there. If you start worrying what everybody else is doing, then you don't worry about yourself. I mostly focus on what I need to do, new blends, customer service, trying to help out the customers, on to do stuff like that. I really don't focus a lot on what anybody else does, because if you do, then you're wasting time. You got to focus on yourself. Absolutely.
So how is it working with your dad? I mean, your dad had to instill like this amazing work ethic in both you and your brother, because like you said, the guy's like an Energizer bunny.
Yeah. He's a perfectionist. He's a guy that really wants to do everything proper. This is the guy that's the old generation that believes in a handshake and a word. And, he tries very hard to always do very transparent things, and at the same time be, honor whatever he needs. So for him, doing a high quality cigar is very important. And anytime that we have a problem with somebody that's got a bad taste and a heartbeat, things that happen, these are handmade, artisan cigars that come out wrong. And he was always willing to, showcase and make it right.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't your dad originally, he was from Cuba and went to the United States?
Well, my dad is one of those rare breeds that was in the Cuban Revolution. Came to the U.S. As an immigrant, and started working at Perfecto Garcia as kind of cleaning, packaging, cleaning the bathrooms and everything. And then back in the 90s, he bought Perfecto Garcia back. But before going to Honduras, he went to the Bay of Pigs. My dad went to the Korean War, the U.S. Army, did his tour, and then the Oliva Tobacco Cigar Brokers. It's not the Oliva Cigars, Honduras, to do a sorting back in 1962, which was actually the first crop being grown in Honduras. And that's how my dad ended up in Honduras.
And then my buddy who went down there said that your dad was involved in a plane crash. Now, was your dad a pilot also?
Yes, my dad was a pilot, but not a very careful pilot. He also, he had a Cessna 210, and unfortunately, he didn't drain the fuel tanks after a couple weeks of rain. Then the airport in Tegucigalpa is probably around 3,000 feet high, so he took off, and then his airplane engine stalled on him, so he had to land in a short little soccer field. And I think there were like 5 or 6 passengers on the plane, and I think he's the only person that got hurt.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So, but it's a story for him that it was very tough because he was on top of his game. It was the largest grower of Candela tobacco, growing over 1,200 acres a year, and he was the biggest grower in the industry.
Wow!
So it slowed him down.
Slowed him down for a little short time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad was saying that he's out there hands-on checking the tobacco plants every day, and it was just amazing to see someone at his age with so much passion and just hands-on 24/7.
Yeah. So you go to the Lubbock store a lot?
You know what? I do go up to Lubbock on occasion. Both my younger brothers live up there, so I like to go visit. My best friend for the last 35 years lives up there, so we usually go hang out and smoke cigars together. And so we always go by Good Karma, and then we also go by Smoker's Haven because we've got such good friends at both lounges.
Brad is a good man. Brad and I get along real well. He's a good dude, and I think he's doing a really good job over there. He's a treat to talk to.
Oh, and he is just so good as far as being a tobacconist. In fact, he's the one who turned me on to the Aladino line originally and he knows the kind of cigars I like to smoke. So whenever I go in there, I'm like, hey, what do you got? And he'll always pick me out like 2 or 3 cigars, and he always nails it, just dead on what I like.
Rob, do you live in Houston?
No, I live in Abilene, which is positioned between Dallas and Lubbock.
Oh, okay.
So the other store that I go to that carries your cigars is the Renegade Cigar Lounge up in Dallas.
Okay, where Brandon is, right?
Yeah, Brennan Hayes.
Yeah, Brennan Hayes. He moved to the new shop, I think, and it's very nice. I think he's going to do real well there.
Yeah, he moved. I guess it was just like close to the end of last year. And the Renegade Lounge is actually who does our monthly cigar subscription for our show. And so the nice thing is, if you've ever done a cigar subscription, the reason that people love them, or at least the reason I love them, is because you never know what you're going to get each month. And so even though it's our cigar subscription, me and my host, we still don't pick the cigars. We let Brennan Hayes pick them because he's such a great tobacconist that we know he's going to pick out great cigars.
Yeah, he knows cigars. He's a very good dude, and not only that, he's also a good business guy. He's a good man.
Yeah, we've really got to know Brad. We actually had Brad on the show several months ago, and we just became good friends. And now we're doing the cigar subscription thing together. So it's just a real pleasure to be doing something with Brandon.
Do you have a website or anything that you could send me later so I could take a look at it?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, underneath, we publish all our episode links on our website, and down below this particular episode, we'll also post a link and picture so that when people come to our website, they can go visit your website as well.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. I really appreciate that. Right now we're working on a new website, so hopefully it should be up and running pretty soon.
Well, I tell you what, I've been to your website, and I love all the old pictures of your dad, the one where he was in the service and when he's just sitting back smoking a cigar, and then there's a great picture of you and him together. So I don't take away the old pictures, man. People love that.
No. Basically, it's going to be basically a lot of the same pictures. I just think, we have a catalog of products that's got like black and blue and stuff like that, and we kind of want to use the same thing so everything matches. The website, the catalog, the brochures. So,
very nice.
Yeah, so we're trying to be a little bit uniform.
Okay. Well, I will definitely post a link to your website so people can find it, and then we'll also post links on Instagram so people can find you on Instagram and the website. And
then also send me all your contact information so I can have it. I know you've been speaking with Vivian, my daughter, that's helping with the social media and everything. So
okay,
keep in touch. Yeah.
Well, fantastic, man. Well, hey, I want to say thank you so much, Justo, for taking the time to talk to us. We're big fans of what you guys do, and hopefully if everything pans out with the travel restrictions being lifted, I'll be able to make a trip down there next year to the factory.
Well, we'd love to have you there, and, thank you, and very great luck with Cigar Talk. I think you guys are really pushing and helping the cigar industry and all the retailers around. And, you're the guys that make, get awareness of what's going on in the industry. And I really appreciate that.
Well, we just try to add a little value to the cigar community. We love the community. We're a part of it. And so anything that we can do to help, we're happy to. And we'll extend that to you as well. Justo, if you have anything you ever need, feel free to reach out for us. We're here for you anytime, brother.
Thank you so much, Rob. God bless you. And many good things to your family and everybody around you. And, as they always say, people that smoke cigars know things. So we're in the right we're in the right crowd.
That's right. Well, if you need anything, let me know, and I'll send you my info here shortly, and we'll be in contact, brother.
Well, thank you so much. Be good, guys, and always be safe, and take care.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that interview with Justo from JRE. Man, those guys know what they're doing.
Tell the truth,
dude. They know what they're doing. And I'm not giving out any spoiler alerts, but we're going to be naming our top 20 cigars mid-year.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying. That's all I'm going to say.
We know.
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
We know.
So, anyway, we want to say thank you to Justo, man. What a great guy. Those guys know what they're doing, like we said, and I'm just a fan. And so I look forward to talking to him again. Anyway, guys, let's get to this week's giveaway. And we've got Ben coming by the studio to actually announce the winner. They're doing the giveaway. So if you want to have a chance to be the weekly Cigar Talk winner, here's what you got to do. Tell them what to do.
Go on Cigar Talk website. There is a tab there. Register. All we need is a name and your email address. That's it.
That's true. Now, let me tell you this. There is a place to put your phone number. That's an optional. That's optional. But let me tell you this.
Requirement, though.
If you do put your phone number in there, there's a chance that we will just randomly call you. And if you answer, you'll be on the show. So if you do not ever want to be randomly called, don't put your phone number in there.
And be on the show.
Right.
But you just put your name and your email address on there, and that's it. You're registered from that point on.
Right.
You
always
never have to do it again.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
And we send out very few emails.
Yep.
I think we've sent one out in the last 6 months.
Yes, sir.
We're probably going to send out one this week just to announce the Super Herf, give everybody a chance to come by and play games, hang out, and win prizes. So anyway, let's get Ben over here and let him let us know what's going on this week, and he'll announce this week's winner. We'll be right back. Hey guys, it's that time of the show. It is our weekly giveaway, and Moose Mountain Goods is our sponsor. They're going to be doing a 12-ounce bag of coffee, and you'll have your choice whether you want it ground or beans. Anyway, we have Ben with us. How you doing today, Ben?
Doing good. Glad to be back in here.
Awesome, man. So tell everybody what you're smoking.
I am smoking the... This is your favorite cigar. You said this is your go-to.
That is my go-to.
This is the Medallia.
What do you think about it so far?
I think it's a good go-to cigar.
Yeah, man.
I'm enjoying it.
And the thing about it is that price point on that cigar is like $9. So a cigar that is that level of good for $9. It's just, I mean, when you go in the humidor and you're like, yeah, I want a good stick, but I don't want to spend $15. It's so hard for me not to get that stick. So it's one of the reasons it's my go-to. It's just because it's the perfect size. It's got a great flavor profile. I mean, it's like a roller coaster. It's not just a one-trick pony.
And you don't want to be let down when you go spend money and then you're like, I should have got the medallion.
Right. I've done that. I've been like, you know what? Because I love trying new cigars too.
Right.
But then when you try a cigar and you're like, yeah, I should have got the medallion. Anyway, we're going to let Ben name our winner this week. So if Ben calls your name, here's what you got to do to win. You have to send me an email before Sunday at 6 p.m., 1800 for you military guys. And then we will send you out the coffee. But here's how it works. You got to send me the email, and in the subject line, you got to put Cigar Talk Winner and include your name, your mailing address, and whether you want whole bean or ground coffee. And they are going to take care of you either way. So it's that time of the show, Ben. Who's our weekly winner?
The weekly winner is Steve Milligan.
Steve Milligan. Congratulations, Steve. Hope you love coffee. I know this is great coffee because I've been drinking it all week. And so while we got you, Ben, how's things been going this week?
Things been going good.
I saw y'all did a huge mail out Monday.
We did. It was actually our biggest mail out that we've had yet. And so things have been going really good with it.
Nice.
So,
how's the boys doing?
Good. They are, even though we homeschool, but they are out for summer break as well. So,
nice.
So they're enjoying life. We're trying to, I guess, the world opens back up on Monday.
Yeah.
For them anyway.
It's been kind of nice too.
Yeah, they got out and saw some of their friends the other day. So they were pretty excited about that. Get out of the house. I think they're getting kind of stir crazy.
I didn't think homeschool kids had friends.
They don't. They're make believe friends,
rumor,
but we
right?
we make them think that they're real.
Go out and play with your friends. Yeah. So also I saw you guys have some big news. Starting June 1st, you guys are going to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah. So we were in here talking with you about doing YouTube stuff and also doing podcasts. And the boys really enjoy watching, obviously, Dude Perfect and a lot of the stuff that they can see online like that. And they said, "Why don't we do a channel, Dad?" And I thought, why not?
Hey,
so
why not?
Lindsay, my wife, has taken it and ran with it, and so we're kind of toying around with it, but we're hoping on June 1st that we'll be able to have that show out and going.
Yeah, and so a lot of guys probably don't know, but while you guys were basically on house arrest with the COVID-19, the whole family had it.
Right.
And so y'all were locked down. Y'all did a kind of like a video journal each day, giving people updates, how y'all were doing. And so that was kind of like what you would see a YouTube channel evolve from, because it was the whole family.
Really, that's exactly right. Because I had this conversation earlier today with my wife, and I said, "Hey, why are we doing this instead of just doing a podcast? Because this means we got to be on video."
Right.
And she said, "Well, we've already started a following by doing those videos that we already did, so we're just going to keep the ball rolling." So
yeah, and
okay.
I think that's perfect, because you guys got a ton of feedback on those videos, and I saw all the comments and people were going crazy, and so that's a natural progression just to go into the video.
Right.
And so I think it's great, man. I can't wait to see what you guys do. I can't wait to get to know your boys through that content, because the content that I've seen, I've really enjoyed watching them. They definitely have their own character. It's not like two brothers that are the same. It's like one's day, one's night.
It's kind of funny because when we first sat down and started doing those, you'll notice the first couple were with my wife and I.
Right.
And then we had the discussion about, well, we need to get the boys on there, but you want to let them get out there a little bit, but you're not so sure how they're going to act. And they got on there and just soaked it up. They loved every second of it. And
yeah, they did really well. And so it's exciting that your whole family's going to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Y'all be like the next Robinson family.
Yeah, we'll see.
Are you old enough to remember the Robinson
Yeah, I remember
family?
the Robinsons.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, man, thanks for swinging by and announcing this week's winner, Steve Milligan. We will be waiting on your email, and they'll be shipping out your coffee. Just let us know if you want whole bean or ground. They'll take care of you. Anyway, man, have a great week, and thanks for coming by and hanging out and smoking, brother.
You got it. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care. So we just want to say thanks for Ben coming by and announcing this week's winner. He's excited. He's like a little kid in the candy store coming over here and smoking cigars.
Could you tell the excitement?
Oh, I didn't tell you what I gave him to smoke.
No.
A medallion.
You know what? I could have guessed that. I'm sorry, you all. I should have been on that.
You should have been right there.
I should have been right there. It went over my head.
Well,
yes, it did.
the week before, I gave him a Viva La Vida.
Okay, yeah.
So both times he's been over here, I've given him like top grade quality cigars. So anyway, like we said before, just register. You'll have a shot at being one of our weekly winners. Now, if your name is called, in order to claim your prize, you have to email us back within the next 5-6 days before Sunday at 1800. And when you email us back, all you have to do is put Cigar Talk winner in the subject line and then put your name and address in the body. And then since we're giving away a bag of coffee, we want you to put whether you want whole bean or ground, and they'll give you whichever you prefer.
But what the heck is hundo?
Hundo, 1800 hundo. You don't know what hundo is? Dude, we use at the...
you use in Texas. Go.
Yeah. 06 hundo. I was wondering what you were laughing about.
Man, I was like, what?
Okay, for those of you who are not Texan, it's 1800. Is that what you want to hear?
For the rest of the
non-Texan speaking world.
The intellectual world.
Yeah, we always say hundo. So anyway,
Jesus.
Next week, we've got Jesus from Martinez Cigars going to be on the show. And let me tell you, man, I smoked the 45 series. I smoked the Flat Iron. And those two cigars, woo.
You got me wanting the Flat Iron, man.
Dude, that Flat Iron.
I love the name.
I got to show you a picture of it.
Yeah.
When you see the picture of it, and I would have blessed you with one, but they just sent me the two.
Yeah.
I mean, they sent me no. They sent me one Flat Iron and one 45 series.
They sent them two Flat Irons. You just sent me two.
And for you to get one, they got to send me 10.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. So hey, well, let's talk a minute because somebody asked me this week how me and you met.
Oh God, we talked about
that before, and here it is. Bryant was hanging out at the shop, didn't know anyone.
You were already there.
I was already there. I was always there.
Yep.
But Bryant was sitting at this checker table or chess table. And he was just sitting there minding his own business.
Observing as I always
smoking a cigar, looking at his phone. And so I walked by and I was like, hey, I'm not racist. And Brian just looks at me like, what the? And I keep on walking.
That is not what he said.
What did I say?
He said, he walked by and he said, what's up, racist?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, but I followed up with, I'm not racist.
I was like, what the? And then he came back and he said a few more words, but what's up, racist was still stuck in my head. And I looked at him, and then he went and sat down and he started having conversation with the rest of the gentlemen over there. And the conversation was on not the same, but the same. And I said, oh, he's just an asshole. Okay, that's just him. I can deal with that.
And then I invited Brian over. We started playing Madden at least 2 days a week.
Yes, at least.
And smoking cigars.
Yes, sir.
And drinking bourbon. Yeah. I mean,
and that was before we got the good.
That was before we got the good bourbon and
filter system.
Yeah, dude. Before we got the Medify filter system, we would sit in here, and I mean, you could barely see the TV.
It looked like London in here.
Yeah, London's fog had rolled in.
Oh man!
And so, anyway, that's how we got to know each other. We hung out, played video games together. We smoked a ton of cigars.
Conversations. Found out we had too many things in common. Yeah, too many things. Jobs, life, age, places we live.
The only thing we didn't have in common was women.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good thing.
Yes.
That's a good thing. Yeah, but it was just, conversation that sparked up because of cigars. Because of cigars in the community.
Yeah, and we've been smoking together ever since.
Ever since. And
Brian's like one of my best friends.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
so,
because it's hard to be his friend, let alone best friend.
Yeah, it takes a special person.
Yes, Lord Jesus,
that is for sure. I think last night on the Herf, some people were kind of like, "Whoa, this
what did I
dude's-
get myself
yeah,
into?"
yeah.
Who is this dude?
And I think Nick was one of them. So, anyway, but he's got a special friend too.
Oh, yeah.
because Gator.
Gator
did you
is
see?
something else,
Hey,
man.
did you see Gator's garden picture?
No, I gotta go see this now.
No. You don't want to see it.
Okay. Oh, I don't.
He's not wearing any clothes.
Oh, I'm good then. No,
And
I don't
he's-
want to see
he's,
it.
He's holding a garden pot in front of
Oh
himself.
no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm safe. I'm good.
So you know what I'm going to do?
No.
I got to top it. I feel like the gauntlet has been laid
It's
down.
been laid down, man. That's the thing I learned with Rob. You have to watch what you do or say around him because he takes a lot of things as a dare that you didn't. That is not your in. Oh God,
That
man.
wasn't your intention? Is that what
No,
you're going to
no
say?
intention. That wasn't a thought in your mind. Please, why did this happen? Where is he going with this? Will he please stop?
And the answer is usually no.
God.
So, well, hey guys, I guess that's going to wrap it up today.
Yeah.
We're going to have Jesus from Martinez Cigars on next week. They have this awesome factory in
definitely.
New York, and
Most
they
definitely.
make quality sticks. But anyway, guys, that's it for this week. Until next time.
Keep smoking.